2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Miami Heat playing against the Utah Jazz in Salt Lake City.
On the day that George Washington was born, 2K Sports brings you the... Now let's get... Thank you, David. Great guards battling it out tonight, Brent. Who was the thorn in your side at the guard position back when you were playing?
Two guys for me come to mind, Kevin. One is a guy that's in the Hall of Fame. I think you might remember him. His name is Allen Iverson. And I specifically...
AI, yes, I do recall him.
You heard about that guy. Well, I remember specifically one time where Gary Payton and I, playing in the Seattle backcourt, had prepped for a game where he was going to take AI, I was going to guard Eric Snow, and I was thanking the heavens that that was the case for that night. We got to the game. Gary Payton turned to me at the jump ball and said, "You take AI." That's not fun.
No. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. We've got Prince. Zeller is out there with Tobias Harris. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Harris in at the 2. Pick by Zeller. Back to Curry. Harris against Hood. Just 5 to shoot. 3-pointer. Rebounded by Hood. Heat on D. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, and they were just shaky at times when it mattered most in that game, and it cost them.
Yeah, Greg, I think you're right there. At major turning points, they'd miss a series of shots, they'd make some mistakes, and it led to the wipeout.
Prince kicks to Harris. Pick by Zeller. Harris passes to Curry. Prince outside. Over Ingles. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
You watch the Heat play, you watch their young athletes, and you think about the conditioning of all of their players. Allegedly, they have one of the toughest practice regimens in the league. I don't think guys get too fired up about their training camps, but certainly pays off throughout the course of the season.
Here's Harris. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Heat shooting their first free throws of the game. The first free throw is good.
And the Utah Jazz, historically, they've always been one of the better franchises in the NBA. And it was nice to see them back in the playoffs in 2017 after that 4-year rebuilding phase. It tied their longest playoff drought since the team moved to Utah.
Wall wide open. Kept alive. Count it.
Well, when it comes to collecting rebounds, Hassan Whiteside is one of the best in the league. Outstanding job creating a second chance opportunity and getting the shot to go.
Harris with it. Now guarded by Hood. Pick by Zeller. And it's Harris off the drive. Over Randall. Again, the miss by the Heat. And this Jazz organization operating in a small market, but over the years, so competitive.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of times teams want to take shortcuts to contention. The Jazz know they're not going to win the free agent bidding war. That creates a kind of discipline that they're looking to build from within.
Curry dishes to Harris. Pick by Zeller. Harris kicks to Zeller. Curry on the wing. Zeller, a screen on Wall. Right side against Zeller. That shot misses. Now the Jazz take it the other way.
And their aggressiveness on D, for me, it felt like that was the advantage that turned the tide for them.
Well, fast and physical, sometimes you can get lost if you get out of whack. They had great discipline on that end of the floor, and that led to some key stops, and they got the win.
Harris against Randall. They need this. Bank shot, no good. Utah leading by 11. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Gary Harris is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
16 seconds left in the first quarter. Ingles passes to Randall. Clock at 4. Good for 3. Here's Whiteside. Second shot opportunity. Misses at the rim. And so it's the Utah Jazz holding. And work ethic, a big part of Steph Curry's success.
There's obviously ways that you can get better.
And he's certainly become not only a complete player, but the kind of true star guys that every team is looking to build around.
You know, when he was drafted, Steph was viewed by most scouts as a great shooter. Not a centerpiece, but boy, were they wrong.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And for the Jazz, this has been the game they've wanted to have.
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
On the court for Miami here in the second. Prince out there with Tobias Harris. Then it's Cody Zeller. Then it's Gary Harris. And it's Curry in at the 1. Now, we all know, Brett, you grew up in a real basketball environment. What affected watching your dad and competing against your brothers and being in that conversation at the dinner table have on the development of your playing style?
Well, I think first and foremost what comes to mind, Kevin, is just competing. And it wasn't just competing at basketball. It was wiffle ball in the backyard, soccer in the fall, baseball in the spring, Monopoly during the weekends. So anything we could get our hands on that had to do with the game, yeah, it was about that competition.
And what do you do now in retirement? Is there what do you find to stimulate that competitive side?
Well, I beat my kids in Monopoly, I can tell you that. And that's just too easy, too big, too far inside, and that's as simple as it gets.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And Julius Randle, that 7th pick back in the 14 draft out of Kentucky, was a 5-star recruit out of high school and was able to help get the Wildcats to the championship round. So this is a guy who is used to the spotlight.
Harris dishes to Curry. Wall with the steal. For the finish, and the slam dunk by Wall.
He is a monster in transition. Wall operates in the open court at an elite level. I'm not sure there's anyone who finishes better on the break.
Harris kicks to Zeller. Back to Harris. Good ball movement here by the Heat. There's the pick. 5 to shoot. Over Randall. Here's Zeller. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Zeller's got his first bucket in this one. And Julius Randle with an intriguing game. A great rebounder. He's a pretty good ball handler for his size, too.
Yeah, he likes to rip it and run, and very athletic when he gets ahead of steam. And, boy, he can be tough to contain.
Right side, the pass to Randle. And stolen by Harris. Shoots from 14. Up again.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. And Wall kicks to Whiteside. From the wing. Knocks it loose. Leaps for it. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Prince with it. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. The feed to Curry for 3. Rebounded by the Jazz. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Hood. From 16 feet away, he cans it.
He didn't need to fade back. No one in his face, but he buried it anyway.
Curry against Wall. Here's Curry. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Shot clock at 6. And it's Harris off the drive. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Nice take from Gary Harris on the drive. No one getting in front of him there.
Right side a screen. And the Rejection by Curry. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Utah leading by 9. Here's Wall. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Wall's got 4 points in the quarter.
And in the post, Wall's got a pretty well-developed game for a point guard. He can navigate his way through the big bodies with very few problems.
Curry can't get it to go.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Picked by Randall. Ingles dishes to Randall, and it's Hood in the corner. Drills the three-pointer. Hood's got 5. Curry doesn't go that time. And so it's Utah. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports
Welcome
Halftime
back, folks.
Show.
Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. From the get-go, it was Utah that came out strong. An outstanding combination of offense and defense in the opening period for them as they went on a 12-1 run. After a well-executed first quarter, they held the lead by 11. Then in quarter number 2, they actually... That's it for now as the second half just about ready to go.
Welcome back, everyone. The light rail system here in Salt Lake City carrying people into the downtown area and to our game tonight. Hood and Ingles filling out the perimeter. Julius Randle is out there with Whiteside, and it's Wall in at the 1 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder. 6 to shoot. The baseline J. It's hauled in by the Heat. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. And that will be the 5th game of this 6-game road trip. Jazz leading by 14.
I don't think anybody around the league does this, but a lot of fans do. Eric Spoelstra won 2 championships while in Miami as the head coach of the Heat. Of course, he had the big 3, but he was the one that orchestrated and got those guys to work things out to become title contenders for the years they were together.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Zeller, a screen on Hood, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Rodney Hood. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Hood against Harris. Outside Curry. Picked by Zeller. Lock at 6. And with that, the Utah lead is cut down to 14 points again, thanks to the basket from Curry.
Sometimes Steph has to challenge himself throughout the course of a game. Sometimes it's with difficult shots like that, a passing grade, if you will.
Whiteside and good, coming off the assist by Wall. And it's 6 points for Hassan Whiteside.
Sometimes you like to see guys go with the bounce pass, threading it through there perfectly.
And the Heat call time here. And there are a lot of things to like about Hassan Whiteside's game, but one is his focus on his ability to rebound.
Well, so many nights where you look at the stat sheet and Whiteside collecting 15, 18, 20 rebounds. That is a guy who's dominating the glass, and that can give you confidence as a defender that your big man is going to take care of any miss.
Zeller passes to Harris. That shot missing. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Nice ball movement by Utah. Whiteside a screen. Hood kicks to Ingles. Here's Whiteside. Can't hit that one. The Heat trail by 16. Curry dishes to Prince. Back to Curry. Kicks it to Harris. Harris setting the pick for Harris. Over Hood. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
Harris is an efficient shooter, especially from the mid-range where he can be money.
And Wall kicks to Hood. Back to Wall. Picked by Randall. Whiteside, a screen on Curry. Wall passes to Whiteside. Over Zeller. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. Right now, let's check out the standings in the Eastern Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. You look at the Celtics. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time, sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And, of course, the Heat, they're 10th best in the conference.
And, for the Heat, they haven't packed any big surprises into the early part of this season. They're right in the middle of the NBA's pecking order.
And based on their early returns, it's really hard to see that position changing very much in one direction or another. I see them as a team that's right there in the middle of the pack, but not one that's ready to make any leap this year.
Wall dishes to Whiteside. Whiteside missing again.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Harris kicks to Curry. Pick by Zeller. Back to Harris. The pass to Prince. Takes the three. Miami no good on that time either.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Curry against Wall. Curry with some nice D. And so it's the Utah Jazz enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. The one goal they had coming into this game was to not let Curry beat them. And so far, their defense on Steph has been tremendous. Back to the action after this word. Let's listen in on what Eric Spoelstra had to say to his team.
We're getting us out of stuff.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. On the court for the Heat, they've got Harris. Curry is out there with Gary Harris. Then it's Cody Zeller, and it's Prince in at the small forward. And the basket by Harris.
Important to have shooters on the floor that can spread you out. Gary Harris likes to nail the deep three, and he does there.
Ball passes to Randall. Outside Hood. He feeds it to Whiteside. Over Zeller. From deep Ingles. Drops in the tray. And the Jazz lead by 12. As we've seen, many teams play a little bit of a soft zone defensively. What's the best way, you think, Brent, to counteract that when you're trying to run your half-court offense?
Well, the best way to counteract anybody who's softening up on the backside of the zone is to overload that side of the court, Kevin. So now all of a sudden, if you make a shift with more players on one side of the floor, there's no way for 3 to cover 2 on the backside. That's where teams can gain incredible advantage.
And Wall kicks to Randall. Ingles against Prince. Ingles dishes to Whiteside. Just 5 to shoot. And a wide open look for Hood. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
And guys, it was just announced last season that the Jazz had transferred the team's ownership to a legacy trust intended to keep the team in Utah for generations to come. Apparently, the move is a first of its kind in major North American pro sports.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Eric Spoelstra coaching the team during the break. He told the guys it's time to turn it up a little and make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
Ingles passes to Randall. Whiteside sets the pick for Randall. Here's Wall. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Greg, you look at the Jazz, that legacy trust means that all profits are reinvested right back into the team.
I mean, a tremendous move, recognizing that the team belongs to Utah and the people of Salt Lake City. This is truly a community asset.
Hood against Harris. Pass to Randall. It's stolen by Harris. Here's Curry. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
Now, Steph started that all with his defense. Fantastic at getting into the passing lane and coming up with a steal.
Hood kicks the wall. Dishes it to Ingles. Picked by Randall. Hood, the pass to Whiteside. Back to Hood. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound. Whiteside, good. And the Jazz lead by 11.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Utah.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year. A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Hassan Whiteside.
You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many boards.
He gets it in there.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
You're right. Picked by Zeller. Here's Prince. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
The defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide open shot.
Outside, Wall. And so it's Utah with the win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And I do work with these like Hercules. Yes, I don't like all hyper nightfall. Smooth, but I move.